All right, folks, it's Friday, April 8th, and I'm going to do an update for you. I scraped some of the ground loose there, and I planted I just scattered some flower seeds. But we don't have enough rain here to really get them set, and it's too far from the house to water, because I'm not going to carry a can down here to water them. So we'll see what comes up over the years. Maybe when we get a good rain, a few will pop up. We do have our native sunflowers that come up, and poison ivy's back in this area. I sprayed a lot of it, but it's still coming up, and it's going to rain in the next few days, so I can't spray. But here's some more chinchillas, native prairie sunflowers, I think they're called. And we got the usual stuff coming up, but it's greened up rather nice. Our little our bird sanctuary has been pretty much abandoned. I don't think there are any more nests in there, so we're going to take that all and move it over to here into the woods to create a buffer, I guess you'd call it. And we're starting to pile that stuff up. But everything's, like I said, a lot of the poison ivy's coming back up, but I gotta wait for the next couple of days so it's dry for a few days after I spray. But I've just kind of cleaned up a little branches and whatnot, and this and that and everything else. We have the most holes in our yard. I don't know what they are, but they're everywhere. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, but I don't know. But here's our we put up a little sunchoke, a Jerusalem artichoke patch that they're supposed to be perennials. They grow forever once you get them started. So that's our little patch. And of course, you'll see in a second, but it's just coming up right in the middle of the yard. It's come up everywhere. But I cleaned out some more back there. Cut down a lot of the old growth ivy, and a lot of it's popping up again. You see the blue, I sprayed. But all that stuff's coming up in the trail over there. This is all still cleaned out. This is all I can run over with the lawnmower. And putting up the I call them hedges. Hopefully the possums and the raccoons and the critters and whatnot will live in them. But walking back up into the yard, got Dad's weed patch. That's where it seems like this is where it all wants to grow this year. So I'm just gonna let it grow on that little patch. Most of this stuff you see here, this stuff, they call it horseweed, and it's a weed, but it flowers. But this is all, I cut all this stuff. And those things are mullein. They grow up and they have flowers, and it's supposedly good medicinally for coughs and whatnot. There's a couple more growing up all over the yard. But here in the front, we have a bee watering station. It leaks right there and the bees like the water, so they all come down and say howdy. Don't bother us. Not been stung yet. I've been playing around with homemade paint, linseed oil, turpentine, and titanium dioxide, and I did the windowsill. It's a very thin paint, so it's more like a wash, but it protects without, it lets the wood breathe. See if you can see Janie. You really can't see Janie. There she is. Hey! See, she does work. But yeah, I did a little bit there. You can see how it ran, but a little bit on the door. And then some more on this windowsill. And in a week or so, as that dries, I'll coat it again. But yeah, our little lilacs, they're hanging in there. But it's so dry. We really haven't had half an inch of rain this year total. But again, another bee watering station. They love it here. Every once in a while I have to drag one out. It falls in and I can't get back out, so I have to drag it out. Well, let's see what else. Oh, we moved some. There's the cat crossing. Cleaned out back here a little bit. Put up the cattle panel and moved the hay mulch over here. You'll have to ask Jane what bees are, but they grow naturally. They grow wild, so I left them up. Some they're really pretty when they're in full bloom. They're about dying out. But yeah, another prairie sunflower decided to take up residence here, and then got the irises that have come back, the dianthus, all these clumps of wide. They're black-eyed Susans coming up everywhere. Patch of oregano seems to do real good. More irises, more black-eyed Susans, a mullein, some more sunflowers, a little bit of everything. Some basil growing. Found that laying down. It's an old, it's a decorative windmill, but it's been whacked and whatnot. Found that out in the woods. More sunflower mullein. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh, got Homer on the road, so he's not taking up space, so now I got all this space to do something with. I don't know, but we finally got the hot tub in the greenhouse, but there's something wrong with the electronics and it was leaking, so I've got to call into the spa place and what's that? A little caterpillar of some sort. To find out what that is, I either throw it in the weeds or kill it. But it gets so hot in here. Right now it's 94 degrees in here. And everything's kind of starting to, some things liking it, some things aren't. So we're just going to I'll have to figure out what to do in the greenhouse. But I had that bunch of rock, the portion up there. I wanted to give them another clean place to park, so I had a bunch of rock delivered. That and under the base, under the hot tub, and that's the rest of it. I moved it in there, so at least I keep it out of the dirt, keep it out of the way. But not much, like I said. All the hedges gives the cat something to play with. Oh, that's one thing I didn't tell you. All these bees, I think we found out where they're coming from. Back here in the back boxcar, in between the walls. we have a beehive. Hopefully when I build one, they'll migrate to it. But other than that, same old, same old. Just all these sticks. These are actually whole trees that die, and you can just bend them over and they'll snap off of the roots. And I drag them over and pile them up on the piles. And I'll clear out a little bit. I don't want to clear the shrubs. I just want to clear the dead stuff out of here and make maybe a few paths through there. But yeah, it's like I said, all this hemp out here grows. It volunteers. All this stuff out here in the field, it's not hemp, but it's a lot of them are little trees, little catalpa trees. But every now and then you'll find a volunteer hemp plant, but not like it was last year. This is the place where I had that big pile with the 12-footer. But yeah, see, it just kind of grows where it wants to. And just let it go. I'm sure some kind of bug eats it, but I'm gotta clear out a little bit of here and make a path in through. That's interesting. I don't know what that is. That almost looks like a tomato. Huh. We'll see. But I got most of the poison ivy here. I still got some deeper in to do. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can see there's a depression there. It almost looks like the size of a swimming pool. I don't know what that was. But I'll have to, once we clean it out and clear it out, we'll do that. But again, just it's April, so March. We had a freeze, just about freeze last night. Oh, all the mulberries on the tree. And it looks like all the early ripe ones fell off. Must have been the wind the other night. But more mullein. Another little patch of hemp. Although they tell me that marijuana has the flowers and the seeds, so I'm wondering if that's what that one is, or is that just a male or female hemp or what? I don't know. The only way that I understand you can test it or find out whether it's marijuana or hemp is to have it chemically tested for THC. I'm not that worried about it. I'm just letting it grow. But that is our April 8th, Friday afternoon update. Wish y'all were here, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.